Podcast City Network.
This is Brad Chandler, and you're listening to The Brad Chandler Show.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of the Brad Chandler Show. With me today, I have Swedish metal band Carmilla. I have Walker and Daniel, both the guitars. How are we doing, guys?
Fine, thanks.
Doing great.
I mean, it's a pleasure having you guys on here. You guys are actually the first band from Twitter that I've had on the podcast. You guys are also the first band out of the country who has joined us. And Swedish bands are like really known for their metal. I've been following like some Swedish bands throughout my my music adolescence. And as soon as I listened to you guys, I was absolutely hooked. Your vocalist, Natalie, or is it Nathalie?
Natalie, yes.
Okay. Yeah, I love the way that she has her cleans. She mixes her cleans and her growls. Your guitar work is just incredible. So I want to say thank you so much for joining me. And how's the weather over there?
Thank you very much. We're very honored to be here. And yeah, today it's cloudy. Yesterday we had spring, but today it's late winter. I don't know.
Yeah.
Daniel is in a ski resort, so he probably have better weather than I have.
Yeah, it's around freezing and it's still snow in the slopes. So used today for slope skiing. First time in years.
So, yeah, it's pretty cold over here. You guys are in Celsius. We are in Fahrenheit. I don't know how to translate from Celsius to Fahrenheit, but nobody's listening to us to talk about the weather and whatnot. But so let's get right into it. So why don't you guys tell everybody how Carmilla ended up starting, like the beginnings of the band?
The beginning was actually me and Håkan played in a cover band, and I think that Håkan got mostly fed up with just playing covers, and it kind of didn't do it for him. So he decided to leave the cover band, and he brought me along with Håkan's little brother for drums, and it started off as the three of us. And Håkan was writing some riffs, some songs, and through an ad we found a vocalist, and we entered the studio to do the first song, which is called I Am the Danger. So that's the start of it.
Yeah, that's the story.
I can definitely understand the whole, like, I used to play as well. I still sometimes play. I don't play out as often anymore. It's been over 2 years since I played a show. But playing covers, man, it gets a little boring.
Yeah.
And then sometimes you just got to do your own thing. So I definitely understand that.
I mean, it's kind of more creative to play your own songs.
Oh, it's absolutely more creative. And the problem with cover bands and cover songs and things like that is that nobody wants to hear your creativity usually. They want to hear stuff that's already out there. Me, I want to start making something that I know is good, and that's it. If somebody else likes it, wonderful. If they don't, screw them, you know?
Yeah, it's true. And that you described the problem right there, because if I listen to a song and I want to do it as a cover, when I was in the cover band, I wanted to do it my style, my way. but then it was not popular to play because everyone wanted to hear this Guns N' Roses song exactly like Guns N' Roses played it, and it's quite boring actually.
Yeah,
It's
yeah. You got your Guns N' Roses, your Metallica, and stuff like
Whatever.
that. Like it's fun. It's fun to play, but not on a daily basis. Your stuff is more fun to play than say somebody else.
Yeah,
So
it's
you
I
guys.
like
So
it.
when did you guys actually start as a band? What year?
I think it was 2016, summer 2016. We actually recorded the first riff.
yeah, in the rehearsals, in the
Yeah,
old rehearsals we did.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
your how did you? I was talking to Walker earlier, and he had said that the previous vocalist was from the Ukraine. Now, how did you guys end up mixing up with her?
Actually, it was my fault because I saw a Facebook site where you can find find musicians, and I saw her there. I listened to what she done in Ukraine. That was actually very good with the Ukraine band, and she was singing clean and growl. And I think me and Daniel we agree that we need clean and we want growl as well. And
but wasn't it like more of a coincidence that it actually turned out to be a female
yeah, yeah.
vocalist? It wasn't something intended, given from start
What was it intended? The
to have a female vocalist.
ah
I think we were just looking for any vocalist, and it's
Any vocalist whatsoever, and I find her, and she liked the first song, "I Am the Danger," like Daniel said. I sent it to her, and she came up here, and we recorded that song. And I see that as a one-song project. It was fun to get a vocal on our song. And after we talked to her, and she said, "Yeah, I want to do more songs. I want to do a full album." And yeah, let's do a full album then. And I think the first we did after that was an EP that was
okay,
only on the digital platform called Devil's Feast.
okay. So you guys ended up getting with her. You said that it was you two and the drummer from the previous cover band. Where did you find the bassist?
The drummer was not from the former cover band. It was my brother, actually, that
Oh, okay.
played drums for 20 years, like 15, 20 years. And I inspire him or manipulate him to buy a drum kit, and he bought it and he started rehearsal with us. And we had a problem with the bass actually, so I don't remember if it was me or Daniel that played the bass on the first song in the studio.
yeah, it was the two of us. We did the bass for the entire Devil's Feast, actually.
Yeah, I think so. And we had a guy that should play some bass, and he didn't play, but he hang around with the band, and we had that was a bit open before Deflector album, that is album number 2, when Felix Björklund actually joined us. After that, we had the best bass player in the world, if you're asking me. It was a lucky shot.
It's always good to have somebody that you trust, you like playing with. Because if you don't, then that camaraderie just blows apart.
But Felix Björklund joining was quite a fun story as well. I believe he tried to have his fiance as a vocalist, and she turned us down. Then after 6 months, she said that, well, my boyfriend cannot play bass. Maybe he can play the bass for you.
Yeah.
And that he could.
Oh yeah, he could.
So you tried out a vocalist. She didn't want to do it, and then she was like, you know what? My boyfriend plays bass, so why don't you give him a shot? That's pretty cool.
That's it.
Kind of sucks that she didn't work out, but things happen for a reason, right? So
Yeah, they do.
So listening to some of your music, I hear anywhere from I can hear some Cradle of Filth type stuff going on. I hear some At the Gates type stuff going on. Why don't you tell everyone what your inspiration, like who you grew up listening to, what got you started playing the instruments that you play?
Oh, should I start?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Oh yeah, it's I started to listen to Ramones and went over to AC/DC and to Thin Lizzy. Thin Lizzy was a huge inspiration for me. And when you listen to Thin Lizzy, you love the guitars. I go from there to Rainbow, and I try to keep myself updated with the music that is popular at the moment. Don't live so much in the music that was popular before. And of course, after Rainbow and Lizzy, all that stuff that come Metallica and all the thrash music. But then when I start to listen to this Swedish death metal, In Flames, like you said, At the Gates, also Arch Enemy, been a big inspiration.
So now that you brought them up, I got to ask you, who do you think is the better vocalist of Arch Enemy? Do you prefer Angela or do you prefer Alyssa?
Oh, that's
Alyssa.
$1 million question.
Alyssa.
Alyssa.
I don't like her. I don't like her. I think she's great. Angela was a great performer. She was a great vocalist, in my opinion, and she didn't have an agenda to try and get people to do things like the way she does it. Alyssa tries to. I think she brings her veganism into her songs a little too much, and I don't want somebody trying to push something on me like that. If that makes sense.
No, it makes perfect sense to me.
She's got a good voice. Don't get me wrong. I mean, if we're gonna actually say who's the better actual vocalist, I'd have to say Alyssa, but I think Angela's the better performer.
Okay, I get your point totally.
I've seen them both live, and I agree with that. The thing is that I listened to Alyssa when she was a vocalist in The Agonist, and
Right.
she was magnificent there. And yeah, Alyssa.
So, how about you, Daniel?
To talk about vocalist or my inspiration?
Your inspiration.
Okay, so I grew up very much with kind of the new wave of British heavy metal. So that was when I was young, and eventually when the thrash metal bands arrived, I kind of switched over to that as well. The big four, the Metallicas and Anthrax, etc. Then as I grew up, I tend to listen more to old hard rock as well. I listen to Black Sabbath and to Thin Lizzy as well, Rainbow, and I really enjoy that. And as well, I try to stay up to date with the modern heavy metal, with the modern metal like August Burns Red or In
I
Flames.
love those guys.
Yeah. Slipknot.
You can't go wrong with the. I like the old Slipknot from the first 3 albums. You've got Make Feed Kill Repeat, Iowa, and the self-titled. But they don't have their stuff recently has kind of changed my opinion on them. I think they're starting to get a little bit better. But so you guys are both the guitarists of the band. What brands do you guys use? Me, I'm an ESP LTD person. I know a lot of the metal bands out there like ESPs. I know that they like Schecters. You'll find a random person playing like a First Act or a Fender, maybe a Gibson. What do you guys play?
Yeah, I play ESP Eclipse Custom 1. Yeah. That's my favorite guitar. And I actually bought kind of a backup guitar, which is a solar guitar, the Old England brand from the Haunted. I bought that one just to have like a Floyd Rose tremolo.
Okay.
But my first weapon of choice would be the ESP Eclipse.
Yeah.
My baby.
Kirk Hammett signature. same kind of pickup that Daniel had. And my backup is a custom-made guitar that is quite similar with the Kirk Hammett. Same kind of pickup and tremolo. Yeah, quite the same. And then I have a few Lamb of God, so of course, this signature guitars.
You have the Willie Adler, or do you ESP, or do you have?
Yeah.
Yeah, he has a very nice guitar. I've never I've never touched one, never played one, anything like that. But my favorite guitar that I have right now is an ESP Viper. I bought it, I want to say like 12, 13 years ago. I've used it on every recording I've done, and it's literally my favorite guitar. So,
is it the baritone version?
No, it is not. I actually have it sitting right here next to me. It's collecting a lot of dust.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I got that for like $50. I traded some kids some chicken wings for it. I say I won on that trade.
I give you $60 for it. You make a profit.
Yeah, but then I'd have to ship it to you and everything. Nah, it's my favorite guitar. That's my baby. I also have an Eclipse, but that needs a ton of work done to it.
Okay, yeah.
So now you guys have your vocalist Natalie, the newer vocalist. How long has she been in the band?
Year and a half now.
Yeah, I can tell you exactly. October 28th, 2019.
Oh, knew that right off the rip. Didn't even have to look up notes or anything, huh?
Nope.
Okay, so Natalie is from Argentina, which when I found out about that, I was like, wow, that's pretty weird. You got a Swedish metal band who's got a vocalist that lives in Argentina. Now, how did you guys end up finding Natalie?
YouTube.
I don't think you could have said that at the same time again if you tried. So you found her on YouTube. So what were you doing? Just like looking through YouTube one day randomly, looking up vocalists or something, or
No,
were you just looking at YouTube?
I think there was a pretty qualified search in YouTube, which might have been Lamb of God cover, female-ish, something like that.
Yeah.
And that made a hit on Natalie's YouTube channel.
Yes. And like 3-4 others as well. And we listen to them and we talk about them and we talk with them and we end up with that she might be the best choice for us.
I agree. I haven't listened to like all of your stuff. I've listened to some of your stuff. I definitely found the video Nevermore to be. I love it. I watched your live performance. Now, the live performance that you guys had up there, was that you guys in Sweden and Natalie was in Argentina?
Yes.
That's incredible because there was literally like no time lapse.
Oh yes, it was, but you didn't hear it, but because she live in her time and we live in our time. So we play it and she got it delivered like 10 seconds after and she sent it back to Sweden and we get it for the mix guide.
Okay. Seconds. So it wasn't an actual live.
Was a little bit of hands-on there.
Yeah.
Okay, so there was an editing had to go on. Yeah. Okay, now I get it. Yeah, it seemed seamless. I loved it. That was technically your first show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with the current lineup, yes.
Yes,
it was.
It was. It's still alive because we just played once, and
one take.
One take, and
both
she did
ends.
the same. It's a one take, and so even if we don't live in the same time zone, it's still live because you do it one take.
So how does it affect you guys, like as a band, with the fact that your vocalist lives in like 8 hours behind you?
Oh, it's great.
It's great. You guys are getting drunk at like 3-4 o'clock your time. She's like, yeah, I'm just waking up.
9 o'clock in the night. No, she's actually in Sweden now. So.
Did she move to Sweden or?
No, she's here now because we're recording a few songs for our next album that will come out later this year. And she's here. We made some videos, the Nevermore video, and we also made, I think it's 3 or 4 songs now that is ready for next album. So we really need her here to hook up with the band, and we rehearse
Right.
all of it. And, yeah.
So, what did like? You guys are writing new material right now. You said you're going into the studio and whatnot. So, what do you guys do to get ready to go to the studio? Obviously, you're going to practice, but I mean, there's got to be other stuff involved in that as well.
You'd be surprised how little practice we have before we go to the studio. To be honest,
you know, I've been in the studio before and playing the same song 100 times over and over and over and over again before somebody else hears it. It's funny because then like you'll play it and then somebody will be like, "Oh, I love that song." It's like, yeah, I hate it.
Yeah.
I've already played it like 1,000 times. This is the first time I played it live.
I used to love it.
Great.
Yeah. No, you'll be very surprised because we actually we come with our ideas, and the rest of the band can hear the idea for the first time when we are in the studio, and we actually learn to play it in the studio, and we do like a first recording of it. We take it home, we listen for it a couple of weeks, and then we go back and redo a lot of things, and then we try to be like a normal band and start with the drums, and after the drums we do the singing and we redo the bass and we end up with a new guitar.
So you guys go drums then vocals?
Drums, vocals, bass, guitar.
Wow. It's always been my thought that vocals were like the last. That's the first time I've heard a band doing vocals second. Strange, but
yeah, for us
if it works for you, dude, it's do what works for you. You know.
Yeah. Yep. And when we do the vocal, we actually have this what we call it, the
scratch track
take of the guitar to sing to. But then maybe Natalie do something that, so we need to change a little to fit into the singing. And me and Daniel are the two that makes it fit together. Because the drummer, when he starts to play the drums, he often change the character of the song a little.
Right.
And then the vocal comes and it changed again a little. And then we have to follow the new lead of the song.
So it's kind of an internal joke. So when Håkan comes with the guitar, if we tell Felix the drummer, you make rock and roll nowadays, will you?
Yeah.
And so I know you guys really didn't want to talk about it. I do have to bring up COVID for a second. With everything that's been going on in the past year and change, how has that affected the way that you guys have been able to get together and practice?
A lot.
Yeah. Given that Natalie lives in Argentina, it's not a lot, but still, yeah, COVID is affecting everything.
So
we actually bought a ticket for Natalie. I think it was March last year, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and they closed the airlines just a week before a flight.
Yeah, and I think she would come here the same day Lamb of God comes to Stockholm. So we was really upset when she didn't come and the Lamb of God didn't come. They canceled everything for us. That's supposed to be a great day for us. Lamb of God happens to be my favorite band, as you probably understand.
I definitely get it. I have a buddy of mine who passed away. Him and I actually used to stay up at nights at his house playing, the Fade line. You've got something to die for. We used to have our Guitar Pro up and try playing that. I think that we were with Willie Adler and Mark Morton. So yeah, love Lamb of God, great band. So no more talk about COVID. But you guys. So what are you guys planning on doing different with the current recording that you haven't done with your past recordings?
Is that a tricky question?
Yeah.
I think, I mean, what's going on is that you mature as a band and you develop as a band, and that kind of displays in the recording as well. It's like a natural process, I would say.
Yeah.
Is there any new bands that you are listening to currently that you hadn't listened to before you recorded before that you're kind of getting a little bit of inspiration from?
I tend to listen to the same bands all over.
Yeah. I can say when I made Psycho Man, I've been listening a lot to Slipknot.
Okay.
So I would say that it's a song very much inspired by Slipknot. And it's actually a quite odd song for us. It's quite popular. It's over 60,000 streams. And that is the first song. You have this Spotify for artists. That is the first song when it's been out for 1 month. More than 50% of the listeners was under 27 years.
That's actually a good projection. You're appealing to the younger crowd. Now, I'm going to start talking a little bit about your tuning and stuff because I'm actually interested in learning about what you guys are playing in. So, with that being said, what tunings do you guys use now? Do you guys do tuning a certain tuning for this song and then change it up for another song, or do you keep everything tuned the same?
We always do drop C.
Everything is drop C.
Drop C, nice.
But we actually had an idea of creating some songs with a 7-string guitar. So both Håkan and me went off to the store to get a 7-string guitar. But I don't know, it never took off really.
Did you get the lower? What is it? The lower B string, or did you get the higher E?
We got the lower B string. I even dropped that one, so I don't know.
Drop A, huh?
Yeah.
So I think we might have to take a stab at that again in the future. So that might be something for the future.
Yeah. And it's quite shameful, but the only one in the group that really can handle a 7-string guitar is the bassist, the Felix. He's amazing guitar player, I can tell you that.
7-string is definitely a lot different than playing a 6-string. The last band I played a 7-string in, and I have small hands. And for me to go from a 6-string and have, I'm not that great of a guitarist myself. I mean, I can play. I can make nice noises out of it and stuff. But to go from a 6-string to a 7-string, it was a little tough for me to do. It took me, I want to say it was probably about a good year before I was used to it. And then I caught myself playing my 6-string songs on the 7-string. And I was like, whoa, that sounds heavier. And actually, my old guitarist just hit me up the other day. He wants to rewrite some older songs. So it's gonna be fun, guys. Play with it. Do you guys? So did you get some ESP 7-strings?
I think I have an LTD. Yeah, it's an LTD 7-string.
Yeah, and I used to have a check.
But my LTD is poop brown, so I don't like it.
It's poop brown. Hey man, you're the one that bought it. You knew the color of it before you bought it.
No, actually I didn't. The music store put the ad on the webpage, and the webpage it was a black guitar. So,
I would have said something.
So I I think I bought it the same second I saw the ads. Then I went to the store and I discovered it's actually brown.
Oh man, it's poop brown.
And a fun story about it is that Ronnie, the guy who owned the studio where we do all the recording, this is his old guitar. He just traded in for the store, actually.
The poop brown guitar.
Yep.
Yeah. So
He sold it because it was poop brown.
Yeah. So now you know who the smart guy is.
All right. So once you guys are done recording, what are your plans? Obviously promoting, but what are some other plans you guys have?
It would be great to get out playing live again.
Now you're not. There's no live venues open out in Sweden.
No. So we have the restriction of 8 people.
8?
Yeah, I think it's something like that.
8 people? Holy shit! We're opening
here right now. This area in Sweden are the most COVID affected area in the whole Sweden. So we can't really like it.
They just started opening areas and places in my area to 50%.
Oh.
So we're possibly going to get some live music. Don't know how that's going to happen, but we need it somehow, some way.
I don't see it happening in Sweden even this summer, actually. Maybe after the summer or something. But...
We'll talk a little bit after the whole video because I don't want to keep on harping on the whole COVID thing because I got some questions for you guys. But so obviously you guys want to play shows. Every band wants to play shows. Want to play in front of live people. So you can find your music on Spotify. I'm assuming you can find it on Apple as well, iTunes. Where else can people find it?
Basically, all the digital platforms can find it. And our plan is to our 5 singles that we released on digital platforms, together with 4 or 5 new songs, we probably do a vinyl.
A vinyl?
Mm-hmm. Yep,
yeah,
that's
those are coming back.
Oh yeah,
that is cool.
Yeah. It's nice to see that they're coming back. It's getting a little bit better of a sound to it. Me personally, not to be that guy, I listen on my phone.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. It's a lot easier for me to just pick up that thing and be like, Carmilla.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Am I actually pronouncing your band name correct? Is it Carmilla?
Carmilla. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I just wanted to make sure that I was saying it. I've said it a few times and didn't end up asking. So I want to talk about your video, Nevermore, a video that I'm actually going to end up playing as soon as this is over. Now, were you guys in different? Was Natalie in Argentina when that was recorded, or was she flown out to Sweden?
That was recorded from her bedroom in Argentina.
Really?
Oh yeah. But the video is all from our rehearsal, actually.
Yes.
So you guys are in your rehearsal, and she was. Oh, the entire video was recorded at the rehearsal.
Yeah.
Okay. Now I get it. The audio track was recorded in her bedroom. Okay, that's on. I like it.
That's right.
It's real good. She's got some pipes on her. There was another video you guys did, and I'm actually surprised that neither one of you had sent this band as your as one of your inspirations. Daniel kind of did. You guys did a cover of an Iron Maiden song.
We did. We were asked to participate in a tribute to Iron Maiden. It was us and I think it was 15 other bands. And we took pretty much the first single from Iron Maiden and we put the Carmilla DNA on it. So we thought that, okay, if this is going to go live, it's going to go onto YouTube, etc. This is a way for us to promote the Carmilla sound. So we do that through the Iron Maiden cover. So if you listen to it, it's a Carmilla sound on an Iron Maiden song.
Oh, it definitely is. It definitely.
There was a few other bands that actually used the same idea, but most of the bands were trying to sound exactly like Iron Maiden did.
You know, I personally love Iron Maiden, and one of my all-time favorite songs is "Hallowed Be Thy Name."
Oh yeah,
and I have to say, and nothing against Iron Maiden at all, I love Iron Maiden, but I think the way that Cradle of Filth made that song, it took that song and created it and made it their own. That's actually my favorite version of that song. I listen to any other version. I listen to Ice Earth. I listen to Machine Head, and I listen to their version of the song. I can't do it. Because if I wanted to listen to that version of the song, I just listen to Iron Maiden. It's cool that you guys put a whole new twist on that. And anybody who wants to go ahead and check out that version, it's actually called, they covered Running Free by Iron Maiden. You can find that on the YouTube channel. Just look up Carmilla Metal Band. Go ahead and subscribe to them. I'm sure they'll be posting some more live rehearsals and things like that. Guys, is there anything else that you would like to promote or no? Anything? So we know you guys are going into the studio. Is there like anything else that's going on?
No, first off, it's the studio. It's the studio to get the new songs done. We have maybe 3 done already. We need a couple more. We're going to do that vinyl first. And then I think the new songs that we do will actually go on digital platforms as well, I imagine. But I think we keep it exclusive on the vinyl for a short period of time.
All right. So, guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. I hope, I know this whole COVID shit, like I said, I don't want to harp on it, but I hope everything gets better over there for you guys. Stay on, because I want to talk to you guys a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and play your song, Nevermore, the video, and then I'll end the show, and then we'll talk backstage, all right?
Okay. Thanks for having us.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Here is Carmilla with their song Nevermore.